Good morning, troops. How are we all going? Hey, Catherine, Rosalie, Nobby, Daniel, Lulu, Veronica, personal account, Sue, and Beverly. G'day, g'day. Looks like we're pretty much ready to roll. Got a few extra bods here today. Just nice. Corey's having a day off today, so everybody's going, oh, how do we do this? How do we do the Bluetooth? How do we do? Anyway, we'll sort it out.
I like it. Sorted?
It's the same. It's the same like with the messenger and stuff like that. Yeah. That's the same like when you get a message, normal message, normal text message, messenger. So just go to the top.
You're broadcasting at the moment?
Oh, no, not that is.
That is?
That is.
Yeah, cool. That's the space between there.
Yeah.
G'day people. I just wanted to say a big thank you to a very kind brother who came up from Melbourne just recently and gave a whole heap of gifts to people. I was one of the recipients of those gifts, even though I wasn't here. He doesn't want to be named because he's a humble individual. He doesn't want to make a big fuss and stir. He may even be upset that I'm saying this, but brother, if you're watching, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your kindness and the thoughtfulness of the gifts that were given to. Thank you very much, brother.
To connect the, okay, just repeat, Shannon. Shannon. Ears on. Ears on. Repeat again.
I can't connect.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
just...
Yeah.
yeah,
You must be watching.
You've got to turn your phone on first
Yeah.
and then...
So they just can. Yeah, no, they connect. Lily's connecting her phone. Or.
I don't know what it's
Someone's connecting their phone. I don't know who.
Oh, is that one?
It is, it's PA
Lily's
system.
PA system. That's. Yeah, Corey said yes. It's a PA
Everyone's
system.
on their Bluetooth off except for me.
Except for Lily. Everyone except for Lily.
You're putting it on.
Okay, I'm just going to turn my Bluetooth off. Okay, she's connected. She's connected. Just seeing it. After she's connected, push that mode. Push the mode after she connects it. Connect the mode button after she's connected. There you go. Yeah, now she is. Turn your volume up on your phone. Yeah. Okay, we're set. Okay, yeah, so we've got Paul and Anita, Dave, Vaughan, Lily and Shannon, and Hazel and myself.
I need that just for the ode and that.
Okay, we've got our stuff together. It seems.
What was that?
Probably won't need it.
No, I
The ode and the
don't think so.
Okay, Vaughan, Corey says happy birthday to Vaughan and hugs for everyone else. And love.
And
From Corey.
right
Thank
back,
you, Corey.
right back at him.
Vaughan says thank you and everyone says hugs and love.
What day is it today?
How many days are we today?
27.
24.
24.
Oh, that
10,
one.
24.
1,024 days.
Hello.
Okay then. All right, Dom.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, I've got to get
Good morning, Samantha Mostyn.
I love you.
Day 1024 here today, addressing our Governor General, Samantha Mostyn, who's doing nothing for the Australian people and continues to do so. I think it's time to stand up. Stand up for Australia, people. Boots on the ground, that's what we need. Shut this shit show down. Our forefathers fought for our freedoms. These mongrels are taking it away. Time to activate. The oath of remembrance. Please remove headdress. Stand fast! They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady in the glow. They were swords to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
It's Vaughan's birthday today.
Samantha Mostyn, as the Government General of this unlawful occupation, this letter is a direct appeal from an ever-growing cohort of Australian people, both here and at their home. We call on you to action the public reveal of the unredacted findings in the New South Wales Police Report from the Woodrow Commission, 1995 to 1997. The Woodrow Commission, as catalogued with the New South Wales Police Integrity Commission, resulted in a 99-year suppression order containing 28 names of alleged pedophiles of prominent stature, including judges, government officials, an ex-Prime Minister and others, funnily enough. That our Australian government has made no attempt to undo the 99-year suppression order for the supposed safety and well-being of the population is unacceptable. Revisited again in 2015 in the Senate Legal and Constitutional Affairs Legislation Committee meeting, the then Senator Bill Heffernan delivered the same request for the findings to be released to the public. As the Senator stated, it's not so much the secret that's the problem, it's when a group of people such as the 28 people on the police report keep each other's secrets. Further into his appeal, he quoted the judge of the day, we decided not to revisit that issue because the public would lose confidence in the judiciary. Government General, how can you justify the 99-year suppression order of the police report from the Woodrow Commission, given that the Australian people paid out roughly $70 million in the case? We have the right to full disclosure investigation, given that we paid for it. 28 painful years later, we've stood each week since August 30, 2021 at Government House in Queensland, and every single day since the 7th of February 2022 here in the nation's capital. We are the real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims of the appalling industry of child trafficking and pedophilia. We the people also require the individual honoured with the position of Government General to uphold the requirements of the Office of Government General and inquire why the Government General has not stepped in with the obvious police overreach in inhibiting the people peacefully protesting as a protected right of all people. It is up to the men and women of Australia to determine their level of confidence in the police, judiciary, Parliament and yourself on this matter. Yours sincerely, concerned men and women of Australia. Thank you.
Anybody else? Is it just you?
Samantha, going to speak to you again about Glenn Fisher. He was here last week. His childhood was horrific. He was betrayed by his family when he was 9 years old. He ended up in foster care. He was betrayed there too. He ended up on the streets of King's Cross. Again, he was betrayed. He was betrayed by the people that were supposed to care for him and look after him. Glenn has just turned 58 years old, Samantha. A year younger than you. When you and I were in year 7 here in Canberra at school, Glenn should have been at school in year 6. When you and I were enjoying our childhood, Glenn was being raped by the people who were supposed to be looking after him. Think about that. Think about the children now in that same situation. While all the other children are having a lovely childhood full of love and safety, there are so many children out there who are being tortured, raped every day. Do you care? Is it all right because you were happy? You had a happy childhood. You're a successful woman now, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that people our age are now sharing their stories of their horrific childhood. Do you care? Do you give a care? You are now in a position where people will listen to you. Even if you do not have power to do something, I'm pretty sure you do. You tell us you don't. You still have a position of leadership that you've accepted. You are the highest authority in this country, apparently. Don't tell us you've got no power. It's up to you what you choose to do with it. How about you think about the children that are in horrific situations right now, whose lives are being destroyed right now. There's something you can do about it. Simeon knows about it. He was there. Glenn Fisher gave testimony at the Woodrow Commission. He's written a book, Predator's Paradise. It details what's happened to him. The perpetrators that he's taken to court and they were found guilty. And they were given the most ridiculous sentence. The children have a life sentence if they're still alive. Perpetrators get 18 months in jail. One perpetrator was found guilty of numerous victims. He got 18 months sentence for each victim. Should have been over 20 years in prison. But no, the judge decided to give him concurrent sentences. So for all those lives that he destroyed, he got 18 months in jail. What a joke! That is appalling! What are you going to do, Samantha? It's your watch now. Is that acceptable to you? Someone were to do that to your child, would that be acceptable to you? I think not. Come on, stand up. Stand up for those that don't have the capacity to stand up, who are so broken.
That's right. Cool.
This is what we ask of you. Nobody else is listening. Are you listening? Do something for them. Make your time in that office worth something. Expose 28. Woohoo!
I want to say happy born day to Vaughan. He's a big 4-0 today. Vaughan's been at the front line for a long time, standing with Corey since this shit show started. And I think he needs a great hand of applause here for his dedication. He's even got himself a job here in Canberra. And he has to work sometimes, but whenever he's off, he's always here. And hats off to Vaughan.
Thank you, Vaughan. Happy birthday.
We've got a bit of a song here. You want to play?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a tribute song. I sung it the other week, recorded it in a studio. No, I'm just kidding. Lily's trying to hook it up now. One, one, one. One, one, one.
Exciting Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, that's appalling.
Happy born day, Vaughan!
Vaughan loves being the centre of attention. Okay, sorry about the appalling camera work there.
Good morning, everybody, and you scumbag pedo protectors across the lake there. It's an interesting day to talk about sunlight because it's somehow been painted over, but anyway. Sunlight. And how Australians may think they'll be exempt from it. A really interesting thing popped up in my algorithm last night. Not interesting to me because of the information. Some of us who've been down these holes for over 20 years wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. But the fact that it's being put out in a public algorithm with 175,000 views just on this little extract in a day, naming David Rockefeller. That's the surprising bit to me, that his name actually it made it past the censors. Yeah, he's dead. Most of these people will die before they get... But their legacies will be destroyed, will be torn apart and exposed for what they really are. A bit like yours. This lady, I call her Anne, but Aneke, A-N-N-E-K-E, Lucas, reveals billionaires in... trafficking. She was trafficked from, I think, about 6 years old. And as far as she thought at the time, her life actually got a lot better when she was 9 years old, when she was trafficked by David Rockefeller to many, many other people around the world. She actually names Trudeau's father among quite a few others. And instead of just being beaten every day and treated like a piece of dirt, she was treated like an upper class sex slave.
Plastic.
For a 9-year-old. Anyway, she remembers a lot of the dates. Bilderberg 1972 is where she talks about it really kicking off, when a Belgian gang supplied her to the Bilderberg members, and they took a liking to her. But anyway, back to when you get put around the world. How's it going to go for some drug trafficking billionaire truck drivers, casino magnates, and other petty drop in the ocean scum? Because that's all yous are. On the world stage, yous are nothing and yous know it. I think we all know life's about to change. I don't expect the governor over there to throw you under the bus or to be able to protect you. She's just going to have to sit there and ride it all out too. And suffer. We're getting to the good bit, good people. Sunlight.
We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a job, never won a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, found all the camps. You can set the camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They've broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up, put them out on bail, and I'm still here. They try so hard, we try not laugh. They tow my car, the next day it's back in the same car park. These cops ain't smart, I'ma make them drop this charge. Son, you watch, we take it back to the start. No D's, no titles, no trespass. Now we charge you, tables are turned. We come with the proof for all the assaults, all the abuse. Nobody gonna come cut you loose, not lock. Yeah, who at the door? Makadar, bring on the storm. Live with the epic, thought we were gone, regroup and come back to the front lawn. Yeah, we're still here, still ain't got no fear. We won't cry, still ain't shed no tear. The sense of we still here. Is that all you got? We take on you mob, we unite. You don't call the shots, sovereign's been here all along. And they're still here, yeah, they're still here. Return of the sovereign, but they never left. They're still here, yeah, they're still here. Yeah, they're still here, the oldest civilization. It's been how many years? They're still here. Need your support for the new way this war is fought. Alawari for the law and in June income bore accords. Gotta cut out the cancer, yeah, that's what the plans are. Walk with the elders, they got the law, we got the numbers, that is the answer. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. Never got the job, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, done all the camps. Who keeps that camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. They've broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here, yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up with a man on bail, and I'm still here. They see us come, we see them run. Now we are one, free our daughters, free our sons. Yeah, they're getting scared. Front line, you can bet I'm there. Even when we're gone, our spirit lives on. Yeah, we ain't going anywhere. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a job, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, found all the camps. Who kicks at the camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They've broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up with a man on bail, and I'm still here.
Timing, Gabby. Puppies.
3 days out of the soil. You get close to that point, it's sticking the tail to the soil. Sure is it? Oh, yeah. I know they do that. They do that if they grab it. They won't let it out without chipping it.
You don't know how they're ready. They said they're not quite ready. Oh,
Where's the stick? Go and get the stick. Look.
Like separation anxiety or something. Yeah, companion. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Right. Ready, Sam?
Nearly there.
Yeah.
That was out of the Queen Bee Sound.
Sorry about that.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
They're not for sale.
Never will be.
Ever.
Never.
Stand up for our children! Stand up for our future!
This is where he's going to knock over that.
Go.
Good girl. Good chick.
Someone's hat.
Yeah, that's mine.
Thank you for looking after my flag once again. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, Diggs, what do you got to say? You're a bit quiet today.
The people.
Yes.
Social
What's going on with them? Are they there?
They are.
Are you there? Hello? Come in. They're not there, they're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you look up Kane Obs, OBZ, on YouTube, you'll find the song. I don't know where you can get the lyrics. Maybe Kane's got, I don't know if he's got a,
So we're still here.
yeah.
I think on the YouTube, I think there is one with these words. I
All
think. No. I don't know whose this is.
That's mine.
Oh, is it
My
yours, is
goblins,
it?
yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to carry it?
No, that's all right.
You can do that and that. Oh, you better do that.
So yeah, Kane's got a few songs out there. A few new ones recently.
So,
Captured audience.
I captured the camera. Yeah.
Go for it.
Two pieces of good news, right, that's come out just over the last couple of days. One, the disinformation bill was defeated. We were up there on last Wednesday, up at Parliament House, supporting the people. It was Billboard Battalion that had organised a rally there. There weren't that many people, but most of the key politicians who were opposing the bill came and spoke to us, and somehow they got the Greens on board, right, because they needed the majority in the Senate. I think it was Pauline Hanson or it might have been Malcolm Roberts even said on Wednesday that, I think it was actually Pauline Hanson said, and I'm not necessarily promoting these people, I'm just saying what happened. She said that, you know, they don't have the majority in the Senate, so the chances is that the bill will pass because Labor and the Greens have the majority in the Senate. Somehow after Wednesday, I believe by the grace of Almighty God, praise the Lord for that, that the Greens actually joined with One Nation and the Liberals in the Senate to defeat the bill, and they didn't even have to bring it to a vote. The Labor Party withdrew the bill before it even came to a vote in the Senate. So that's a win for us. That's a big win, mate. Absolutely. Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing this stream in a very short period of time. This stream would evaporate from the internet, man. And a lot of other very useful, very truth-telling information would completely disappear because it's not in line with the government agenda. So that's a big win, praise the Lord. And the second win that we've had is the disclosure again of COVID-19 truth. Right?
I'm going to say the V word, are you?
No.
Just checking.
So the New South Wales government has had to admit that all of the mandates that were brought against the Australian people to try to make them comply with an international agenda, which was not in the interest of the people of Australia, of the Commonwealth of Australia, they have had to now admit that those mandates were unlawful, and as a result, all of the fines, so it's not just an outward admission, it's actually a practical admission and a legal admission, right? So if any of you want to pursue this further, you now have a legal precedent to pursue the New South Wales government on. They've had to admit, same as what happened in Queensland when they ruled that the mandates that were brought against the police force in Queensland to try and mandate and make compulsory a particular medical intervention that was forced on the people of the Commonwealth of Australia during that time. That was overturned in the Supreme Court in Queensland, and the Queensland police actually won their case against those mandates and now can seek compensation and reparations. The same thing has now happened in New South Wales, and they have had to pay back $51 million worth of fines that were taken from the people of the Commonwealth of Australia who did not comply with the mandates and then were hauled in front of a court and fined for their non-compliance. That was all completely illegal and unlawful, and they have admitted it and they are giving the money back. Right, so that is actually a legal precedent there right again.
Now we just need Victoria to fall in line.
Well, I believe some of the mandates in Victoria, a lot of the mandates, that happened actually earlier. It happened last year, I believe. There was a ruling that they had to give back a lot of the fines that had been imposed on people. I'll have to go back and check the exact details, but I remember that from last year, 23.
Yeah.
That actually happened, but I don't think they had to pay back quite as much as New South Wales has. And I mean, I remember the amount of gaslighting and vilification that was coming out from the chief health officer and also from other members of the New South Wales Parliament trying to browbeat and coerce and manipulate the people and shame and guilt the people, which is manipulation, right, on any level, whether it's coming from the government or in your own relationship at home. If someone's trying to shame you and coerce you, man, that's manipulation, right? Trying to make you feel guilty. Yeah. That doctrine, the reason why they pursued that particular doctrine, you'll actually find contained in Operation COVID Shield, which is an Australian Defence Force document. You can download that, go and Google it now, mate. Operation COVID Shield was run by then Brigadier General John Fruin of the Australian Army. And in that, it actually shows that it actually recommends that sort of pressure was to be used against the people who refused or who were slow on the medical intervention uptake, right? Who refused to be part of that. Yeah. So
Yeah, so now we've got the under 16 social media ban.
yeah, well, I mean, how are they going to enforce that, right? So we've got to win with the misinformation bill, but now it appears there's going to have to be some sort of digital verification for every person who wants to access TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or X, or Facebook. And those are the main ones, but they'll probably go to others. One of the social media platforms that was actually excluded from that is YouTube. So you can still access YouTube without having to identify your age because it's counted as an educational tool.
Oh yeah, well let's do a bit of
So,
bullshit
I mean,
in there.
there is a lot of good information. That's where I mainly look at stuff, to be honest. I ditched Facebook back in 2020, literally when they started censoring people. I refused. I had an account. I very rarely used it. Back in 2016, I dug around and actually found some information about. I found that in 2016, this is before I realised any of this stuff was going on. It was just out of interest because I was into computer games and programming and all of that sort of stuff. Sorry, I don't mean to monopolise.
No, I'm thinking we can walk and talk. Yes, well.
Those, I actually found some stuff there that the patents that show that a TV and the modern patents were for LCD and LED screens, showing that they were actually can be used and are used. The patent was for a hypnotic device. The fact that the screens were actually hypnotic devices, and it even spelled out the mechanisms in the patent, as it has to, the mechanisms by which the hypnosis and breach of the human psyche and the human mind, so that it is susceptible to suggestion, the actual processes and mechanisms that were used by the screens that we look at every day, how it actually worked. So I found that highly interesting back then.
Yes.
Because I spent, as messing around with computers, I spent a lot of time in front of the screens. And that was when I began to break with my understanding of the system and start to think a little bit more outside the box.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, fully, because I thought, well, if that's the case, then I'm probably susceptible. I've probably been influenced.
We all have.
Yeah.
But it's more than just the TV. It's the whole society has been programmed.
Yeah, well, I mean, we spend
We've all been programmed.
So much. Yeah, exactly. We do. We have, absolutely. And part of standing up for the truth is actually to honestly look at yourself and your internal state and your thought processes.
Question everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I do this?
And actually try to find where you have your perception of the world has been tampered with or altered through the conditioning that every one of us has received from childhood.
Yeah.
Basically, at this point, if you're as old as I am, you grew up with television.
Yeah.
And then you got the internet. You've also been subject to other social manipulation campaigns that have been run around the world. Collectivism, which has unfortunately pervaded Australian culture at this point, is a very deliberate attempt to undermine the strong social and community fabric of the people in society, so that we no longer support each other as individuals.
That's right.
Like the Word of God says, love your neighbour as yourself, the second greatest commandment, right? Love your neighbour as yourself. So that included looking after each other. But now, through collectivism, we now have what used to be called the welfare state, is now called the nanny state.
Yes.
Yeah. Where you no longer look to each other, the members of your community and your immediate neighbours and friends and your family, right? No, you can't trust them anymore. You can't, they won't help you. Only the government can help you, right? So all of the stuff that we've seen over my lifetime, I've watched people become more and more dependent on the government, myself included. Right, you've got this handout, you've got that handout, you've got this scheme, you've got that scheme, you've got this grant, you've got that grant, and all of it is actually to bind you so that you break the bonds of society and community amongst people, living, breathing men and women, and trust a corporate entity for your well-being and your prosperity. And that's not how the society is to be. That's not how God created us to be. You can go back and look at some of the oldest recorded interactions, social interactions in the book of Genesis, right? And see exactly how God actually created us to live. And it was to live in community with each other, under Him. That's natural law, right? We respect God, we worship and venerate God, or at least respect His judgments and His truth, and we respect each other, and we try to love and support and help each other and resolve conflicts in a way that doesn't involve bloodshed, hopefully. You know, I mean, war is one thing, because if you are attacked by an aggressor, you have to defend yourself. It's as simple as that. Well, you don't have to, you can always just let them kill you. And some people choose a path of peace that way. They give their bodies. You know, the Bible talks about the great men of faith in Hebrews chapter 11, and it says some of them refused deliverance. God would have delivered them, but they actually yielded up their bodies and were slain and destroyed and killed for their faith in God Almighty. And that was a choice that those individuals made, knowing that they would have a greater reward at the resurrection, right? That's actually, they knew that it was, this world is not the end of their, was not the end of their lives, right? They didn't necessarily have to prolong their lives any further in this world because they feared what was coming. They knew that they would be part of the resurrection of the just, and that they would stand before God and they would actually receive commendation and blessing from Him, because, and probably receive a higher position in His kingdom because of the fact that they were willing to lay down their lives. But the Bible is full of war and bloodshed too, man. It's as simple as that. And in a lot of cases, that was either because God uses the sword as judgment when a nation becomes so corrupt or so ungodly and full of idolatry and wickedness and perversion, sexual perversion, the destruction of the innocent and the weak, children especially. That's something that God will not put up with forever from a society and a community or a nation. And oftentimes He will send the sword as judgment for that, which means He'll raise up another nation against you and bring the sword into your country. I mean, we've had 200 years of peace in this land as such. We've never had to experience that. We haven't even fought amongst ourselves. We haven't even had a civil war, praise God. And I don't advocate violence, but yeah, that's the reality of it.
Indeed.
So anyway, I didn't mean to get off into all that, but I just wanted to say that's a big win for us, and we need to keep fighting and pushing ahead.
Yeah, no, we all need to get on to the senators.
Dutton has said that if he gets in, and I believe he will, I believe we are now in lockstep with America. So if there's a right-wing political party in America, we'll have a right-wing government here. If there's a left-wing political party in power in America, we have a left-wing government here, right? That's been pretty evident.
Yeah, it's not far off.
But when Dutton gets in, and so you can see now at this point, left and right doesn't matter. Dutton has said plainly that he'll bring in his own version of misinformation and disinformation bill, so the fight isn't over, but we have had a victory, praise God for that.
Yeah, so now we need to...
A small reprieve.
everybody
That's
needs
a
to-
breathing space again.
Yeah, well, no, we've got the social media thing still enormous.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, today's the day. You've got to get onto those senators.
Absolutely.
It's past the
Rennick did
lower
actually
house.
make a short video too yesterday. I watched it quickly.
All right.
You can find it on his channel where he actually thanks the people of Australia for engaging with them, with the senators who stood up and resisted it, and for standing up against the misinformation, disinformation bill. He said thank you to all of us.
Cool.
And that includes us. I actually shook his hand last Wednesday. He
All
probably,
right.
he's not a very amicable sort of individual. He looks like he's always angry, and I can probably understand why, having to deal with those people in the parliament every day, mate.
Yes.
From someone who at least is using their common sense, right? Whatever you could think about him as a person, the things that he is saying is basically common sense, right? And trying to get through to the people in the parliament who are absolutely in lefty la-la land, yeah, I would be angry every day too, mate.
Oh, it
Well, I
would
shook
be-
his hand. I mean, he probably thought, who's this grubby little person here? But
didn't think of it as a little
I
person.
thanked him, especially for what he said about COVID. All of the documented facts that he has revealed in Parliament, you'll be able to find all those on the Hansard, man. All the stuff that has been actually documented now, that was due to him bringing forth the evidence and calling the TGA and APRA and the government to account for their actions during that
well,
period of
there's a
time.
couple of organisations that need to be scrapped.
Yeah, fully.
Mind you, there's a whole list of those.
Yeah, there is. A lot of them are taking something else I've discovered too that people might be interested in. Most of the decisions that are made by the Parliament or by government agencies are actually taken from the advice of private or semi-government institutions or institutes. Right? There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
The most famous of those, which most people will know the name of, is the Trilateral Commission.
Oh,
Right?
I've never heard of that.
That's actually a big player in American overseas policy, foreign policy.
All right.
In fact, it's one of the key players. Go and look that up if you don't know about the Trilateral Commission. That is actually directly involved. It's one of the most prominent fronts for the deep state elites to influence government processes and government policies through. And it's that system of being advised by a specialised institution or institute or commission, that system is actually highly prevalent in Australia today too. I've been looking at some of these different Australian organisations, and they are what they call think tanks. Right, a lot of them are what they call think tanks, which is basically a formulation of philosophy. They formulate political or social philosophies or policies. And if you know anything about philosophy, you might say, oh, well, philosophy is just something abstract. No, philosophy, a person's philosophy dictates their ideology. Your core philosophy will dictate your ideology, and your ideology will actually directly affect your actions. So they're actually starting at the foundation, right? They're influencing the society and the government at a foundational level, because they are actually generating social and economic and political philosophies and then disseminating them because of their contact and their influence to political people. In fact, some government departments and some government people look directly to those institutes to give them, what their next policy should be. The same thing, as I said to you, is happening on a spiritual level in the UN, where Lucius Trust, which is Lucifer Trust, it was actually called Lucifer Trust, early in the 1900s, around the 1930s, when it was actually incorporated or became a trust. It's a printing company. Primarily it was to print New Age, Luciferian and Theosophical literature. They are now the spiritual advisors, or the spiritual think tank for the UN. Right, and you've got the same thing happening here on a social and political and economic level too. So if you want to see where all of this crap is actually coming from, you need to go and investigate the institutes. Right. I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the institute that actually, I will find it for you the next time I come and read out. It was in a newspaper clipping that gave the outline for Australia's emergence from COVID. So what Scott Morrison was actually following was not something that was formulated inside the Australian Parliament. It was formulated by an outside institute, and they followed that institute's guidelines as far as having 80% of the people the people in Australia had to receive a medical intervention before we could be free from all of the COVID mandates and lockdowns, etc. Right? So that came out of an institute. That didn't even come out of the Australian government. Right, so if you want to see what's really going on, start researching some of the Australian institutes that are think tanks that have direct lines to the government and to community operations and groups, and also economic, right? And you'll begin to see where all of this stuff, and then find out who is influencing those institutes, right, and where they're getting their money from.
Have you heard of Educate for Protection?
No.
Derek, so somebody online saying, do you guys know Derek from Educate for Protection? He knows a lot about this stuff. So yeah, no, we don't.
No, I haven't heard of him. No, this is just from my own research, my own reading and stuff and watching this stuff for the past 4 years and looking into it. It's worth research, people. Research as much as you can. If you've got time, research, and then you'll get a clear picture and an understanding, and then go out and do something with your understanding and your knowledge. At least speak to the people around you and show them the proof of what you've researched. Because that's why they wanted to shut us down with the disinformation bill. That would have cut off hundreds of lines of research over the internet. I mean, the internet still is the greatest tool for education and research that we have ever had in the history of the human race, right? Use it, make the most of it, get it in your own heart what the truth is and where the corruption's coming from, and then help us stand up for the children, stand up for this nation, stand up for each other.
Absolutely. Oh, hold on. Sleep before big things.
No, it's all good, bro. I'll see you talking. Yeah, I think that ain't shit.
Is that one off?
I don't know. Is it still going?
I don't know what that means. Orientation is.
No, I think we are still live. It says
we are.
live at the top. Yeah. Oh yeah, we are. Look, we're getting some
Oh yeah.
getting some response.
I didn't heard it before.
I don't think so. I think you spoke very clearly and very distinctly and very truly.
Thanks.
Absolutely,
There's
brother.
certain the words that other people can use on the same platform, but we get burnt for.
Yeah,
I try to.
yeah, absolutely. Can't read this, so I'd like to respond to some of these comments, but I can't read it because the screen's quite dark.
Mine if you want.
Ah, it's all good, brother. It's all good. I just thought I'd poke my head in.
I'm like that. I've been meaning to ask it. Sometimes I walk out and look around the thing, and I know you can flick it and you can see what they're saying.
Yeah.
But the last thing I want to do is in the middle of it all.
Yeah,
Press the wrong button.
That's right, and I think it's locked. I think the screen's locked so the orientation stays that way. So you can't just touch it and flip the screen over or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I think that's what it's on there for.
Yeah, the other day I went up and I knew I'm surely going to sort of swipe it upwards. But I'm like, I wanted to because I half read a comment. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, man.
No, I'd accidentally press the off button.
Yeah, don't risk it.
If someone's going to crash the technology, it's probably going to be me.
Yeah, bro. That's it. It's a shame we need the technology. But yeah, I mean, it at least allows us to reach the people.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the misinformation, disinformation bill, our technology is of no avail.
I just see it as a short hiatus myself. I don't know. I don't use it anyway, generally. But I know that's part of our thing.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be what it's going to. I'm not terrified that
we'll lose it. No.
That's just not.
We just have to come out and meet each other in person more. Yeah.
And that's exactly.
I mean, that's why things like Stand in the Park and that are good, and why this is so important, because it's a rallying point. If they do shut us down and shut us out of the system, we
it's
can
too
still.
late.
Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
If they drop in the ocean, they can do what they like here. They can turn everything completely off.
Are we all done?
Mm.
It's been knock-off time,
Well,
hey?
it will temporarily, I guess, disrupt people on the freedom fronts and that.
Oh, what do we say?
We'll just have to do it the old school way, mate. Send letters. Right? Send letters to each other, come and talk to each other face to face.
Okay, Diggs, we might wrap it up there. I think Shannon and Lily are leaving, and they'll be taking the camera with them, so we better shut it down. So we'll see you again tomorrow. It might be raining tomorrow from the forecast, so it'll be a wet one, but we'll be here regardless. So yeah, we can definitely do with the rain. It's so dry. Okay, everybody have a fantastic day. Stand in your light, share your light and your love, and as always, make everybody else's day a better day for having had you in their day.
Yeah, and who does the goat represent?
And don't forget to get in touch with some of those senators, inundate them. You've got to know we're not happy. It's going to be a tough one to
Which is the devil.
counteract this time. Both sides seem to be in favour of it. Anyway, yep, have a great day. We'll see you all later. Bye.